There's a reason some people always feel out of place, like they're watching the world through a different lens, sensing things others don't, pulled by an invisible force they can't explain. It's not random. It's not coincidence. What if I told you there's a hidden ancient society made up entirely of people like that, people known as the chosen ones, not chosen by status or wealth or power, but by something deeper, older, cosmic? This society doesn't appear in your history books. They don't operate in the spotlight. They move in silence, in precision, across generations, across continents, holding knowledge most can't even comprehend. And 99% of people on this planet have no idea it even exists. But it does. And if you've always felt different, like your life has meaning beyond what you've been told, like something inside you is waiting for activation, then this message is for you. Because this hidden society might have planted codes inside you long before you were born. Let's go deeper. This society isn't based on hierarchy or control. It's based on energy, on frequency. The chosen ones are not elected, they are recognized by the universe, by ancient intelligence. Their energy carries patterns, signatures, memories of times and places outside normal awareness. When they awaken, when they remember, they begin to radiate frequency strong enough to disrupt systems, shift timelines, and recalibrate the people around them. That's why they don't fit in. They're not supposed to. Their purpose is to bring in the new awareness, new ways of thinking, new levels of consciousness. But before they do that, they go through a period of confusion, isolation, inner conflict. Why? Because the world conditions them to forget, to shrink, to conform. But that conditioning can't hold forever. Sooner or later, the codes activate, and when they do, everything changes. Now here's where it gets real. This society is hidden not because it's afraid of exposure, but because its power is in presence, not publicity. The members of this society don't wear uniforms, they carry energy. They don't follow rituals, they follow alignment. They recognize each other not through appearance, but through vibration. And when two chosen ones meet, even without words, something happens. In a recognition, a surge, a shift. This is how the network operates beyond the physical, through energetic threads that connect across space and time. And these threads carry knowledge, ancient knowledge that's been passed through memory, not books, through DNA, not institutions. If you've ever felt like you just know things without being taught, that's not intuition, that's transmission. You're receiving signals from this society, signals meant to guide you, to awaken you, to prepare you for your role.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
But here's the catch. Activation is a choice. You can feel the pull and still resist it. You can receive the signs and ignore them. The hidden society doesn't force, it invites. And when you accept the invitation, your life stops being about survival and starts being about mission. Every interaction becomes purposeful. Every day becomes charged. You don't waste time anymore. You stop tolerating energy that drains you. You stop explaining yourself to people who don't feel the frequency. Because now you're moving with awareness, with force, with clarity. You're not waiting, you're shifting. And as you shift, the people around you shift. That's how the hidden society works, not by control, but by resonance. They tried to erase the chosen ones. Now you rise with ancient power they can't stop. Frequency. And frequency is what they tried to erase, because they knew that once the chosen ones remembered their own energy, they could not be controlled, manipulated, or silenced. Now the remembering is happening faster than they can contain it, because the energy has reached a critical mass, where those who carry the codes are waking up without needing teachers or leaders. They are waking up through direct alignment, through the collapse of the fake and the rise of the real. When you accept that this energy is real within you, when you stop denying the intensity, stop shrinking from the pressure, and start using it, everything shifts, not slowly, but instantly, because time bends around alignment and your presence begins to create ripples without effort. Because presence is louder than action when aligned, your life stops being about survival and becomes about signal. You become a signal for others who have been waiting to rise, waiting for someone to show them it's possible to live in full truth, in full frequency. This is why you can no longer delay, because the more you wait, the more heavy the energy becomes, not to punish you, but to push you. To remind you that you're not here to fit in, you're here to shift, to rise, to transmit, and now is the time. You cannot delay, because the energy inside you will not wait. It will keep pushing, pressing, calling louder each day until you either rise or collapse under the weight of your own avoidance. That pressure you feel is not punishment. It is purpose demanding motion. When you stop resisting and finally step into alignment with that force within you, everything begins to move, not by force, not by strategy, but by frequency. You begin to attract situations that mirror your true energy. You begin to lose everything that cannot match it. At first, that loss feels heavy, but quickly, you realize it was not loss at all, but clearing for the real, clearing for alignment, clearing for expansion. Now you live differently, you speak differently, not because you try to be different, but because you are different. You have remembered the codes you carry, and now the energy is real, not theory, not concept, but presence. People feel it in every word, every movement, every silence, because you are no longer hiding from your own signal, you are transmitting it. That signal reaches others who have been waiting for someone to show them that truth is possible, that power is not control but coherence. Now you see the world as it is, not as it pretends to be. You see the systems, you see the illusions, and more importantly, you see the way through. Because you are the way, not by saving others, but by staying in your own alignment so strongly that your energy does what your words cannot. It triggers remembrance. It sparks activation. It shifts reality around you. This is what they tried to erase, not you, but your signal. Because your signal is contagious. Your signal disrupts the matrix. Your signal cannot be contained. Now you are living it, not thinking about it, not wishing for it, but choosing it every moment, every breath, and that choice creates momentum that cannot be stopped. Your momentum becomes the frequency that reshapes reality, because when a chosen one moves in full alignment, the field around them bends, it rearranges to match the clarity, the coherence, the intensity of that energy. This is not theory. This is law, not man-made law, but energetic law, the kind that cannot be broken or bypassed, the kind that operates beyond belief. Now that you are moving in it, you no longer negotiate with doubt, with fear, with hesitation, because you see that every moment spent in delay was a moment lost in confusion. And now confusion cannot hold you, because your frequency cuts through it like a blade, not violently, but decisively. You enter rooms and shift the atmosphere, not by force, but by presence. You speak, and people listen not because you demand attention, but because your energy commands respect without words, without effort. This is what they never wanted you to know, that your power was never in permission, never in approval, but in presence. And once you reclaim presence, everything changes: your choices, your timing, your impact. Your relationships become clean, precise, true, because anything that cannot resonate with your new frequency either rises or fades, and you stop clinging to what fades, because you know that loss is alignment and release is power. Now your life is stripped of noise, stripped of distraction. You are left only with what serves the signal, and the signal is strong, unshakable, alive. It guides you not with fear, but with knowing that you are not here to chase, to prove, to survive. You are here to activate, to transmit, to move with the codes you carry. Those codes are ancient. They are unbreakable. They have survived systems, wars, timelines, and they now live in you not as potential, but as truth. That truth needs nothing from the world, only your alignment, only your willingness to live it without apology, without compromise, without delay, because delay is death to the signal, and you are no longer available for death. You are available for life, real life, charged life. Life lived in full frequency, in full force. Now that you see this, you can never return to the old ways, to the small games, to the empty words, because you are no longer the same. You have risen, and your rise is the signal, the proof, the activation for others to rise. That is how the hidden society lives, not through control, but through frequency, not through force, but through alignment.